It's my pleasure to join you at the ACTUS Financial Research Foundation Conference. I'd like to acknowledge and thank Alan Mandelowitz for working with me to create the Office of Financial Research more than 10 years ago. I would also like to thank everyone involved in the ACTUS Foundation for your ongoing work to help the OFR achieve its mission. Like you, I remain invested to thank. It's my pleasure to join you at the ACTUS Financial Research Foundation Conference. I'd like to acknowledge and thank Alan Mandelowitz for working with me to create the Office of Financial Research more than 10 years ago. I would also like to thank everyone involved in the ACTUS Foundation for your ongoing work to help the OFR achieve its mission. Like you, I remain invested in seeing the OFR succeed. In the midst of a banking crisis, its work has never been more important. In the short term, I hope that the Senate swiftly confirms Ron Borzakowski, the President's nominee, to be the next OFR director. And over the long term, I hope that the OFR takes more concrete steps to understand the interconnections in our financial markets. Congress created the OFR and gave it a simple mission: to ensure that policymakers know who owes what to whom. The agency's primary purpose is to standardize the types and formats of data reported and collected. That begins by mapping cash flows on a contract-by-contract basis. This data collection function is intended to serve as an early warning system to identify risks before they snowball into another financial crisis. Unfortunately, the OFR's data collection efforts have fallen short. The agency still does not have information in a standardized format that is able to support forward-looking analysis of financial risk. That's why the work of the ACTUS Foundation is so important. You are developing tools to see all exposures of each financial institution. Collecting this data before the next financial crisis begins is essential. Once a crisis begins, it's too late. We have learned this lesson time and time again. Policy making must be grounded in good data and good analytics. That's particularly true for policies to avert and respond to financial crises. In 2008, risks from the shadow banking sector came from insurance companies like AIG that sold unregulated derivatives that blew up. Now, I fear that risks in the shadow banking sector have only grown. Shadow banks are now the nation's biggest insurers, biggest landlords, and biggest lenders. If one of these firms fails, understanding its interconnections with the broader financial system will be essential to containing the damage. I know the ACTUS Foundation is working hard to plug this data gap. So please keep up the good work. Remain engaged with the OFR, and please let my staff or me know how we can be helpful. Thank you again for the opportunity to join you today.